Hey everyone, welcome back to the Timber Worker. Working on the infinity bench. I've put in a router table which will be a video coming up next week, possibly the week after. We'll see how all the editing goes. But what I wanted to do today was show you how using some cheap extrusion, some cheap brackets, it's possible to create something that's a bit like the trend Varijig. I know Festool do one. It's basically a router guide that you can customise and make. With this one, anywhere between 1 metre by 50 centimetres right the way down to the smallest possible square you can think of. Assuming you can actually fit your router bit in, that is. So stick around and I'll show you how it was done. So I started off with 3 1 metre lengths of this cheap extrusion, and I'll keep saying it's cheap because it was, but that's not without its pitfalls, which I'll come on to in a second. So I chopped one of them down into 2 50 centimetre lengths. Lengths are entirely your decision. This is quite big for storing around the workshop. But it also means you can do some very big cuts with it when needed. The next step were these angle brackets, which come off Amazon, and some coach bolts. Now the reason for using the coach bolts is because they were the only things I could find that actually fit into this extrusion channel. All the usual bolts won't fit. I ordered a few different things from Amazon and eBay. None of them actually fitted. So in the end I took these coach bolts, and as you can see I've ground them down to actually fit in those channels. So when it comes to putting everything together, it's very important that so each end has one bracket on. And you have to put these together in a certain order so that you can expand and contract and get that whatever size you want to work with. Securing the rails down on the infinity bench are an absolute piece of cake. Pop a clamp in, a suitable hole, and you've got that locked in position. That's going nowhere. You can follow the same process. We can have clamps coming off here. We can clamp there, we can clamp there, we can clamp all over the place just by using the dog holes. So super simple, super cheap solution, almost faultless. Now if you're paying attention you'd have noticed that I said it's almost faultless. Couple of things which would be better if you actually spent a bit of money on the extrusion, on the brackets. You could make this a lot better. So the corner pieces, these here, I've found that they in some points are slightly higher than the extrusion, which means when you're running your router along you can just catch slightly. So that could be made better if you had better brackets. Obviously the extrusion itself was a bit of a pain because I had to get the coach bolts and cut them down. Not the end of the world by any means. The main thing, this is 20 mil there, 40 mil there. With my big Trend T11, I could have really done with some 2060 or maybe even 2080. So you've got that bigger platform for it to run on, because I did find, you know, sort of coming around the corners, it was prone to tipping a little bit, which I don't know if you can see on here. Occasionally when it would tip, the bit would dig in to the extrusion slightly. So again, not the end of the world. I'm perfectly happy with it, but if you have a little bit more money to spend, I would definitely suggest upgrading the brackets and getting some wider extrusion as well. So, thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you again next time.